So, we're doing this deep dive on Texas family law. Thanks again for joining. We're talking about these best interest factors and some of the things that go into this big concept of best interest. There's these 9 factors. What do they mean? How does it move the needle? What controls in my family law case? Stability of the home and the proposed placement of the kids. That's a big one, right? If the kid is well adjusted in the home where the family resided before the split or currently, after the split, and the parent can maintain that and continue residing there, the court may favor that decision because it's not disruptive, right? The court is looking to not disrupt the child because there's already a big disruption. One parent has moved out usually, and that's already disruptive enough. But keeping friends, neighborhood, this, that, the other, the same is important for kids because it makes them feel safe and it helps in this already transitioning process. So disruption is a big factor, and if there's an opportunity to not be disruptive, that can move the needle. On the other hand, if there's a better opportunity, yes, maybe there's been a disruption, but that household, right, is going to be separated from the parent because there's a new opportunity, a better school district, this, that, and the other. There are other factors that can move into that. And so moving to a better living situation with better benefits to the child, a better environment, it can have a major impact too. I'm not saying don't move for the best interest of your kids. If you can get out of, we've all been there. We've all been in a neighborhood that suddenly got, not great, right? Especially as your kids get older, you start rethinking about where you want to live and what schools you want your kids going to, and that might be a great neighborhood from age 0 to 5, but once school age, like you want your kid walking to school down that street, as a kid who walked to school, I'm thankful as my family and I, as we got older, our parents moved to an area where walking to school was safer for us. So it wasn't perfect, wasn't ideal, grow up in a big city, grow up in a small town. There's a danger everywhere, but moving for better resources, for better safety, those are things that can be helpful. How much will that move the needle in a parent analysis? Well, it just depends. And like I said, every case is different. The court's going to hear from these experts. Also, a fluid or unstable living situation, lease after lease broken, moving 10 times, that can be detrimental to you as well. I'm not saying it's the end game, but it can show instability. So the thing that I have found from experience is that courts are more often than not leaning towards continuity for the kids. They're recognizing that change is hard for children. There's already the change between the mom and the dad, the parents not living together, and they're going to try to do what they can to keep other parts of the child's life or the children's lives the same. Same school district, same block, same neighborhood, same friends, same bus route, whatever it may be. So if one parent over the other is going to get the family home, that can move that needle in regard to what's going to happen with continuity, what's going to happen with what's in the best interest of that child, because that might be the factor if, all things being equal. And these are really close analysis. I mean, I use a lot of sports analogies and I know it drives people nuts, but this is not going to be, I use them because they make sense to juries. Juries do not understand legal jargon. Stability in the home and proposed placement. Look, what does that mean? Right? Let's break it down in plain English. And how do you move the needle on this? Well, the best interest of the child standard, when you got 2 very good people and there's no family violence, which is the scenario we're talking about right here, what you're saying is, all things being equal, one parent is going to stay in the home that the kids have been in their whole lives. The other parent's moving out. You got 2 really great people. That could be a factor that moves that needle. These are not Buffalo Bills, Dallas Cowboys, Super Bowls where it's 33-8 in the first quarter. These are really narrow, right? Think New England Patriots, Philadelphia Eagles, 24-27, 3 overtimes, right? Just a really, really, really narrow consideration, and that might be the factor. So being in a position where you can provide stability, provide the least amount of transition for your kids is something to strive for. Or if you are in transition, to be providing a better, that transition's a better set of opportunities, even though there's going to be a change on top of a change that affords those children or that child better opportunities, and that may move the needle. So these are all things to think about in this scenario. Please like, subscribe, or share. Hit me on any video platform you see this on. More to come on this deep dive of the best interest standard next in the studio.